It was a very grim picture. People saw the cities as basically being on a downward trajectory and really had very little hope for their revival.
We were beginning to see jobs disappear, or beginning to see the cities unravel.
It felt like we were at this big transition point, for thinking about the issues we were dealing with, because cities were on fire, literally.
I think a lot of people were looking at the question of what is the future of these cities?
And Charles gave the speech, and it was a speech that really woke everybody up. He said, how many of you big, stellar architects, how many of you are paying attention to the thousands of people who've lost their jobs? People who live in the working class areas of our cities. That's where you're needed.
The Remaking Cities Conference took place at what turned out to be something of a pivotal moment, because change was starting to happen.
People got a huge charge out of being able to sort of talk about lessons learned and then how do you move forward.
And the communities learned that they do have a right to stand up and demand a change within the community.
People came with wonderful ideas and great stories. And I felt at the end of the conference that we'd had many prescriptions. But the problems still remain. They still remain.
We're in this shift now where cities are going bankrupt. And so we're in an interesting chapter where what are the other resources that we could apply to help grow what exists today?
We don't have room to grow, so we have to rethink what we have here right now. Buildings are our crop. They are our natural resource now. They are what we need to focus on.
How do you create a stable, sustainable economy for these cities? And at the same time, how do you ensure that the people who live in these cities actually benefit from that economy?
We can learn a lot from, the last 20 plus years, and that you don't come up with a list of solutions without your implementation plan.
A lot of people despair for the future of the planet. A lot of people despair for the future of cities. Architects are in a unique position to actually affect that change. And we have, I would argue, a duty and an obligation to make things better.
For me, what's critical is always looking to the past as inspiration for the future.
I love cities, and I do happen to think that cities are an incredible creation of humankind.